exactly what I typed on ChatGPT and how it guided me in solving my problem. Okay, and you can apply this to pretty much anything that is kind of repetitive and you would like it automated. And that's the power of ChatGPT. It's not just putting in a prompt and it giving you like, write me an email. It can really guide you in learning a skill or helping you solve a problem that you probably would need an expert to help you with that. And so, yeah, let's dive in. My wife and I are co-founders of a marriage ministry called Marriage of Three Strands. And last year, we embarked on a series focusing on Mula and Money. Our Mula and Marriage is basically marriage and money. And we set a goal with 9 lovely couples to build our emergency fund. We calculated the total amount needed as a group, and it came to a whopping like 91,000 or something like that. But here was the catch. The couples had to send me their weekly contribution, because what I did was also created like monthly goals or targets that we needed to meet so that we can keep up with our contribution. And so they were not like, we're not like contributing to a specific account or anything like that. Everybody was contributing their money to their own savings account, but they had to send me the amounts directly or privately so that I can update the form and see where we are. So that was the catch. I realized that I didn't want to do that manually or keep reminding people to update the ground plan. I needed something that was hassle free. To be honest, I also wanted it to be anonymous. I wanted somebody to feel comfortable to, just say like, this week I contributed $20 towards my savings account, and that's completely fine. One of the things with savings, you just want to just put as much as you can, as little as you can. It starts to build up, and an emergency fund is so important. So I asked it, so give me some ideas on how to automate this process. So it gave me some idea. Absolutely, automating the process of tracking and updating contribution can save you lots of time and effort. Here are some ideas. So it generated some ideas that I can use. So it gave me the idea of a Google Sheet. I was like, okay, online dashboard, like Microsoft Power BI. I was not familiar with that. Talked about automated email, set up an automated email system using Zapier. When a new contribution is required, you can trigger an email to the group with the updated totals and progress. I was like, okay, that's cool. Talked about a mobile app. I was like, okay, I can do that. Talked about Slack and WhatsApp bot. Then it talked about sharing an online spreadsheet like Excel. So I realized that it didn't understand what I really was looking for. And so I became a little bit more clear. I told it, I want the couples to anonymously, like a form where they can anonymously, like I can collect the data. And so that's what I said. I want a way to collect the data from the couples anonymously. anonymously. What suggestions do you have? And so he gave me, okay, collecting data anonymously can be a bit tricky, but it's definitely doable. Here are some suggestions. So he told me about the anonymous Google form, anonymous survey like SurveyMonkey or Typeform. I'm familiar with Typeform. The thing with Typeform is you only get a set amount of inputs and then you have to start paying. And so I knew that wouldn't work. Talking about a physical Dropbox. I looked at it and then I saw this JotForm. I'm familiar with JotForm. I've used it before, but even if you don't know it, you can just continue the conversation and tell them, okay, can you explain JotForm and try some of this and see which one works. So I decided to go with JotForm and say, like, oh, I like JotForm. I'm familiar with it. What should be included in the form? So it told me exactly what needs to be included in a form: contribution amount, contribution date, a random ID or code, optional message, and submit button. So I went with just the contribution amount, contribution date, and the submission button. And you can see this here. So let me show you the form. And it was pretty easy to create the form. If you're not familiar with JotForm, it's just a way that you can collect data from your customers, or just people. In this case, the couples that we were in the emergency fund challenge with. And so here is where you add the forms. Just click there. So going back to ChatGPT, told me to a contribution amount. So that's what I did. So I just came down here and it told me what tab to use. So it told me to take this tab. So I just clicked on it. It added it over here. So this is where they would put the amount. Then I created a form of the date of deposit. So what you do is you just come here, date picker, just click it. I'll just delete this because that was just an example. Date of deposit, and that was it. Okay, so I tried out the form, tested it out, working great. And so you can preview your form. There are ways to like customize it to make it a little bit cool, but that's how it looks like. And then I said last day to enter the amount was Friday, because every week I would update with a different goal for the week towards meeting the grand goal of 91,000. And so here you would say you save maybe like $50, and then they would update the date that it would tell me thank you. So I knew the form was working great. So I went back to ChatGPT because I was like, okay, now that I have the data, I don't want to go to JotForm every time, which you can find it here. So what happens is, and see the submissions, the data. So I just put March 29, I just put $50. Okay, so this is where you can collect the data. And now that I think about it, I can aggregate the totals just here, but this is what I did. So after I created the form, it told me the fields that I need to create. I was like, okay, if I don't know how to use JotForm, can you guide me? So I created this for you guys, just as an example. If there's suggesting something that you don't know how to use it, you can ask it and it will give you like a step-by-step guide. It's like, okay, sign up if you don't have a JotForm account, create a new form, add a new element, and it tells you step by step what to add, customize your form, set up email notification, preview and test your form, which I did, publish your form, and then you can view your submission. So that I was like, okay, thank you. I created the form as I showed you. Now I have another problem. Is there a way the form can aggregate the total amount the couples contribute every week and add it for me? So this is what it told me. Add a calculation field, and I should have done that. You can now integrate this and it will add the aggregate for you, which I think that would have been simpler, but I went with a different way. So when I read this, I was like, actually that's too complicated right now. Is there a simple way, like taking the amounts, connecting it with like a Google Sheet? And it was like, yes, you can definitely simplify the process by integrating your JotForm with Google Sheet. And so it told me step by step what to do. So I created a Google Sheet, told me to open. Basically, it will tell you, I don't want to read everything, but it told me step by step how to create the Google Sheet and how to integrate it with a JotForm. And so that's what I did here. You come to the edit form and you come to setting. You can see that this form is connect your forms with other apps. I was able to integrate it. It's as simple as clicking on it and connecting, making sure that you first have opened your, where the Google Sheet is going to be, and then connecting the two. So I just clicked Google Sheet and I connected JotForm with the Google Sheet. So I did that part, and then it kind of like guided me step by step. And so just to make sure that it was clear, it understood what I wanted, I said, so to be clear, I want every time a couple fills out their contribution, for the total to be captured on the form and the input sent to the Google Sheet. The next couple who contributes, I want that amount to be added with the other amount contributed to give me a new total. And so it says, I understand now. To achieve this, you will need to set up slightly different systems since JotForm's integration with Google Sheet doesn't directly support running totals with the form itself. Here's our workaround. So they told me integrate JotForm with Google Sheets, which I did. Calculate running total in Google Sheets. It told me step by step and gave me the sum over here. I open my Google form. Here it is. I input the code that they were telling me to put. I did all that. Just followed it step by step. Okay, in your Google Sheet, create a new column labeled running totals. I did that. In the first cell of the column, assuming it's row 2, enter the formula. So this is the formula that I put on Google Sheet. So now, when I did that, the app was working like perfectly. And so I'm gonna show you how it is working right now. Now, when I come to the form, which I've shared in our group, and you're gonna see this on the Google Sheet. Let me open the Google Sheet. You're gonna see how it's updating. So here's the form. So all the couples have access to this form. So last day to enter your amount is Friday 23:59 p.m. Has 2 questions. So how much have you saved this week? Let's say I've saved 500. Again, it's anonymous. The date, just click on it. That's the date and hit submit. The moment I hit submit, it gives me a notification, $500. There it is. And guess what? It just updated the amount this week to 1210. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. This time we are going to do maybe $30. Okay, so done. Next. Let's say they contributed on the 28th. Boom. There's the $30. It's added it up to $12.40. And my friends, that's just a simple way to use ChatGPT to solve your everyday problem. So there you have it, folks. With a little help of ChatGPT, we streamlined our financial tracking process, making it easier for everyone involved to just update the form. It's amazing how technology can solve everyday problems. What do you think? If you have any thoughts or problems you'd like to solve with ChatGPT, I would love to hear them. And like and share. Your support means the world to me. And yeah, I am aiming to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So your support really means a lot. So till next time, stay blessed and go be amazing. I believe in you. All right, God bless you. Bye.